Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, we are here in game number 1 of this quarterfinal at the ESET UK Masters. Spawning in the bottom right position as the red Terran player, known for 2-raxing on ladder, but he's been exhibiting some pretty cool strategies today. Let's see what he comes out with. It is Fuzer. And his opponent, spawning in the top left location as the blue Zerg player, an incredibly underrated, very highly charged guy. Let's see what he can do against one of the masters of the 2-racks. It is Blast's Tefel. And we have a little bit of an SCV moving out from Fuzer here. Could this be a proxy barrack? It's going to a very strange place. I think it is, but we only see the one, guys. I think that's really important to note. So only a single proxy racks moving, building that barracks actually out of the way of the scouting from the watchtower. And we, oh, hang on a second, we have a second SCV. So it will be, ladies and gentlemen, an 11-11 to start us off with on Ohana. Now, as much as Fuzer is famous for doing this, I think it's also worth saying, because someone in chat actually predicted this strategy, it is worth saying that Fuzer has not done a single 11-11 this tournament yet that I have seen on my casted games. So it's going to be interesting to see if at this point Tefel is prepared for it or if he was maybe expecting something else. He's got 2 overlords there in positions where it's going to take him forever to see what's going on. And is he going to be putting out a drone scout? He is not. Instead, he's going to be putting down the hatchery. This could be brutal for Tefel if Fuzer micros very well here. So let's see what ends up happening. We do have the SCV moving out towards a natural expansion now. He might even be able to put a bunker down without the hatchery knowing that it's there because the limited view of that hatch while it's moving down. Let's see. Oh, he's moving straight past the hatchery, actually. I don't know what he plans on seeing here. Maybe he's just going to be checking the gas and then moving straight back down. He sees that one gas is currently in process of being complete, and now he's going to be moving back out. Are we going to see a bunker get put down? Almost certainly, because there are 2 Marines getting popped out at a time now. But he really should start that at the natural expansion while he has the chance, and no 2 Lings are going to be popping out. So it looks like he's going to be waiting for the Marines before he puts down the bunker. 2 racks have gone down now. And Fuzer doing a good job because Tefel doesn't actually know this is incoming until right about now. A second SCV is a pretty good indicator, and we already have drones pulled. Now, see, if Fuzer started the bunker earlier, this would have been fantastic. I would have loved to have seen that. Oh, the Queen coming in for a little bit as well and trying to pick up the SCV that's building the bunker. That's going to do so well. Great micro there coming out of Tefel. But the SCV building the bunker is still on 5 hit points. It needs to die if he wants to stop this bunker from going up. He's not doing it at the moment. He needs to retarget it, that SCV, and yes, he does. And this gets shut down from Tefel. Fuzer had a great idea with the 11-11 on this particular map, but I think when the SCV first came in, if he started a bunker, it would have completed before the Lings popped. I thought that was really the big thing for him there. And now, as a result, he's stuck with 2 racks in the middle of nowhere, and Tefel is looking pretty darn comfortable indeed. What is the workers killed? 7-2 at the moment, so he did do some damage, but Tefel is still ahead, 17-16. He's on 2 bases versus 1, and Fuzer's going to try and expand off of this, which could be a good idea. Needs to be careful that he doesn't leave himself open to a counterattack, though. And let's take a look at what's being done back at home. Both sides actually opting to macro up at the moment. We see a round of drones coming in from Tefel, who stops mining that gas at this moment in time. So he's content to go for that Zergling speed. Obviously went a little bit over 100 because he was preoccupied trying to fend off the 2 racks from Fuzer. And it looks like, oh, we're going to be seeing a little bit of a round 2. That's a decent number of Marines popping in, but we don't have any bunkers to contend with this time around. So Tefel is going to be completely and utterly fine against this sort of play. If you're having lag on the stream, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the stream is actually completely fine. It's possible that it's a leftover problem from before. Refresh your page and see if that helps, because I don't believe there should be any lag left on the stream, and it seems to be actually displaying quite well for me at the moment. because I obviously have it open on another monitor. So hopefully that goes well for you too. Both gases being taken now from Fuzer's side of the map. He's going into a very, very quick 3 command center, and I think that's a great choice from him. He needs to do this quick 3 command center to try and get back into this game economically. And he's actually forced a lot of Zerglings out of Tefel as well. So Fuzer playing very, very correct, I'd like to say, after that botched 11-11. Going to try and pick apart a Queen and possibly a couple of Overlords here. Still trying to hide the Lings until the rest pop out. We have a little bit of a flank here. A decent number of Marines are going to go down. And because they're on creep, those Lings are going to be able to move around the side. And all of a sudden, Fuzer loses all of those Marines. And he has overextended badly. And that has put the game firmly back in Tefel's hands. Now, we do have 3 barracks wall off and a couple of bunkers going down on the low ground now. Let's see if we see a reactionary Baneling Nest as soon as this happens. Tefel is going to see up the ramp now and knows that the barracks are currently being put down. Needs to really just be attacking anything. Shouldn't just be focusing a single racks, but 2 SCVs will see to it that that's not possible for him to do anything about. I'd like to see him take a 3rd base now or go to really quick tech or both. And yes, he's going to be going for his 3rd base. So that's really cool news from Tefel. And let's see what sort of tech he opts to go up to, because he's still only on the 1 gas. So we should see him take gases 2, 3, and 4 relatively shortly after the next round of drones or so. And then hopefully we'll see a little bit of tech coming out of him. He can also use this opportunity to spread his creep as much as possible out towards the center of the map. He only has the 1 active creep tumor there so far. I'd like to see an extra Queen or 2 and maybe just pop that out so that he can spread it as far and wide as possible before Fuzer has any residual army with which to engage. So, 2 factories coming down now from Fuzer. Everything looking fairly okay. He's just trying to catch up. He's got the 3rd command center down. Things are looking all right for him at the moment. He's back up to 45 supply. If it wasn't for that engagement at the top of the map with those Marines going down to those Zerglings, actually, Fuzer would be completely even on supply right now. And he's going to be switching it up, going into, oh wow, a 2nd factory and Blue Flame Hellion. Now, this is weird, guys, and the reason it's weird is because he's gone up to 3 barracks before doing this. So the build he's currently doing isn't really, it doesn't really flow. So, like, one thing doesn't naturally flow into another. It's not like he's going to be swapping all of these out and actually he's going back bio again. He's really going to commit to these Blue Flame Hellions to try and catch his opponent off guard. Maybe he feels he's sufficiently behind that he has to do something like this. But he's going to be producing 4 Hellions at a time. And that is a sizable number indeed. Tefel is going to need to deal with this so strongly. He doesn't have a Roach War, and to my knowledge, he only has Lings at this moment in time. He is getting an Infestation Pit, so Infestors will be very useful against Hellions because they're super quick, and Fungal, of course, rooting them in place. But with that Blue Flame upgrade and +1 attack coming in as well, for those Hellions, Fuzer's going to be able to do so much damage with these Hellions. Let's see if he's able to pull it off. In the meantime, we do see the 5th and 6th gases being taken at the 3rd base location for Tefel here. The Infestation Pit has completed. He's getting 1-1 and Pathogen Glands. So soon he will be able to use those infested. We see a bunch of Lings actually chasing away a single Hellion into the main base. Poor Hellion actually getting left outside, and he will get unbelievably demolished. And now the rest of the Hellions decide to show themselves. He's going to be moving back out into the middle of the map. And oh dear, that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do a barbecue. There is a barbecue going on in the Zerg base, and absolutely everybody is invited. Spine Crawlers going down everywhere. I'd love to see, oh wow, he's denying creep spread. I want to see half the Hellions go into the 3rd, half the Hellions go into the natural. But it looks like he saved up 2 scans specifically to destroy all these creep tumors, and now he's moving up into the natural expansion alone. These Lings are not going to cut it. This is going to be so difficult for him. But he needs to kill drones. It's great that he's killing all these Lings, but if drones don't get killed as well, that's actually a big problem. And we see the drones moving back up towards the natural expansion, trying his best to do some damage. Is Tefel at the moment buying time until the Spine Crawler is complete, but so much stuff is just being destroyed right now. Tefel trying to corner the Hellion, and finally buying enough time for some fungal growth to go off, but the Hellions still survive. There are 4 of them in the natural expansion. He needs to be so careful. I wonder how many drones are being killed. And finally, the Spine Crawler picks the last one off. Number of workers killed, 22 by Fuzer, and he's back to even in the supply count. But Tefel is still ahead, 66 to 61 as far as workers are concerned. Now, let's take a little bit of stock of what happened there. Fuzer did a lot of damage and completely destroyed the creep spread of Tefel. That's not to be underestimated here. So useful having that creep spread into the center of the map. However, we have a situation where now the supplies are relatively even again. And so many Lings were destroyed by Fuzer just then that Tefel actually has a healthy lead in that unit's loss tab. So pretty good stuff coming out of him, but the Spine Crawlers are now up, and I think the limitations of these Hellions are starting to make themselves known. Because a lot of Lings popping through now, and not too many drones are going to go down to this attack, unfortunately. Round 2 did not go well for Fuzer, and Tefel is responding with, well, look, I killed all your Hellions. I don't think you have anything left on the field at the moment, so I'm going to take my 4th base and see if I can counter, which is a fantastic choice for him. These Lings are going to be moving first into the 3rd base location to see exactly what's there. We'll note that there are 3 Marines and a planetary fortress in the making, but that's going to have to get cancelled and lifted up immediately. There is no way Fuzer's going to be able to keep a hold of that, sending a couple of Hellions here. And oh no! The command center gets taken out. That is huge! Absolutely huge there. Fuzer did not lift it. He cancelled the planetary fortress, but didn't lift the command center in time. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. This is really bad now for Fuzer. He had his 3rd base completely denied, and he's going up against a 4-base Zerg. He needs to make a counterattack happen quickly, and he needs to make it happen effectively as well. He is making Thor's tanks, going up to a really heavy mech composition here, which is great, but he needs to try and keep a hold of bases from this point onwards. It sucks losing that command center. He is at least getting another 3rd base in the bottom right location, so it has the advantage of being a little bit more hidden away. Tefel won't be expecting Fuzer to take that. He's actually moving another command center over to the 3rd once again as well. But if it's scouted out, it's very vulnerable as we move towards the 4th base. The Infestors are being hit by the Blue Flame Hellions, 3 of them going down immediately, but the tanks get caught out after the Hellions are destroyed in the 4th base location. This is all going horribly wrong for our Terran player here. Fuzer, all of a sudden, looking like his mech composition is in dire, dire straits indeed. And the siege tanks do get picked off. The Hellions actually blue flaming it up to try and kill the infested Terrans. And Fuzer does not get the 4th base of Tefel. Tefel successfully fends him off. What is the worker count looking like? 77 to 67 at the moment, and more Lings surrounding the mech now. And Fuzer's down to 115 supply. He needs to be so careful. Tefel has now seen the Thor. And is he going to go in fungal? Yes, he is. A fungal and a decent number of infested Terrans as well. Great target firing on the Infestors, though. And Fuzer able to get a couple of them off, but he is down to 112 supply versus 130. And oh no, the 3rd base has to be spotted. So many SCVs are at this base, and this planetary fortress is probably not going to get built as well. Dear, oh dear, that's going to get forced to cancel and taken off. The Hellions are going to go down, and all of the SCVs are going down as well. They were originally repairing the command center. Number of workers killed up to 23 to 20 now, so Tefel getting his own back. A starport getting put down at the 3rd base location, making 3 Thors at a time and plus 3 vehicle weapons. They're going to be so powerful, those Thors. But Tefel just doing so much damage in the meantime with those Lings, and he is now up by about 50 supply. Tefel even getting his greater spire right about now as well, and oh no, the Infestors see the command center. He's almost goading Fuzer into doing so, but he has to be careful because those Hellions are very, very mobile and they can catch the Infestors out. So Tefel just may be going over there to check that the command center has been put down again. He might be going to the normal 3rd location now. We have a bunch of Hellions stuck out in the middle of the map, getting surrounded by those Lings once again, and the Infestors are free to roam. So are we going to see an attack against the normal 3rd location? We have the Greatest Spire almost complete now for Tefel. Fuzer needs to come up with a plan. He is still continuing to make Hellions. And Hellions are great against this composition and significantly less great against Broodlords, which is what Tefel is moving into. 3 upgrades on the way for Lings, and oh, good God! The Infestors, will somebody think of the Infestors? Okay, he does actually manage to turn around. Tefel is being so careless out in the middle of the map with these Infestors. He does not want to lose all of them, because if he does, Fuzer will be at such a big advantage. He is making, though, 4 Broodlords right now, so as long as he can survive until those are out, decent enough fungal on 3 of those Hellions at the watchtower there, but those blue flames are just doing so much damage right now, and the Hellions drive straight underneath the Broodlords. He knows that that is probably going to be coming, going to try and kill off as many drones as possible here at the 4th base, but Tefel with excellent reactions there. Good surround by the Lings, and the Hellions get shut down. 169 to 129 supply. He is ahead right now, and he's got so much energy on his Infestors. As long as he doesn't lose them, he should be doing quite well indeed. 2 Vikings at a time being made now from Fuzer, but I don't know if that's going to be quite enough to counter the Broodlords popping up from him now. And here we go, a lot of Thors. Are we going to see more Infested Terrans and maybe some Fungals? Yes, there are the Fungals, just chain Fungals coming out of him right now. And some more Infested Terrans as well, one more to keep them in place. And it looks like the DPS is too much. Fuzer is getting pushed back here. He is down to 100 supply versus the 180 of Tefel. GG! And Tefel wins this game number 1.